welcome back to Cassy's Messy Kitchen. Had kind of a craving yesterday, like a sudden craving for jerky. My husband deer hunts. And as a reward of that, we slice the meat very thin so that we can turn it into deer jerky. This is about 5 pounds of sliced meat. I'm gonna make this recipe today for marinade, and I'll show you the finished product if I could somehow be patient enough with myself to film for 2 days in a row. But this recipe can be used for deer or beef. Today, for the marinade for this deer jerky, we are going to be using Dr. Pepper, garlic powder, meat tenderizer. This is optional. I've never used it before. I'm not gonna probably use a lot of it because I'm a little scared. Also need black pepper, onion powder, and some salt. I nearly forgot some Worcestershire sauce. This is Flavortown, as Guy Fieri would say. I'm gonna put 2 tablespoons into my concoction over there while it's boiling. So, Worcestershire sauce. Vlog is not sponsored by Dr. Pepper or Kroger, but I mean, if you want to sponsor me, call me. Oh, I forgot 2 sliced jalapenos, because I'm an adult and I like spicy crap. Okay, all right. What we're gonna do is we're gonna put all of this into a saucepan, and we're going to cook it on the stove until it's reduced to about half. So we'll be starting with, what the? Well, that's gonna bring all the ants to the yard. Fudge. We will be starting with 3 cups of Dr. Pepper. I'm pouring it into the pan. You can't see it. It's a frigging mess right now. Let's clean up this mess a little bit. These particular bottles are 16 ounce, and so 1 bottle is 2 cups. Oh, oh, what are you trying to erupt on me about? Huh? That's right, simmer down. So I'm gonna use about half of this bottle. I've never cooked with wine, but I think I understand why they drink when they do. I'm not a professional chef, but I play one on YouTube. I believe I saw some enormous amounts on a recipe. I just kind of wing it. We want this jerky to be flavorful, so I think I'm gonna go with 2 tablespoons each of the onion powder. Why don't you watch this part? 2 tablespoons of this yummy, yummy sea salt. 2 beautiful, wonderful tablespoons of garlic powder. I don't recommend garlic salt for this because you already added salt. I think we're gonna go with just 1 tablespoon of this black pepper. And I don't even know how much of this, so I think we're just gonna go with 1 teaspoon of this. Because it's meant to penetrate big pieces of meat, and these are all pretty thinly sliced. So I'm gonna actually give this a good stir. Looks like witchcraft. And I'm gonna put in my 2 jalapenos. Stems and all, people. I'm gonna at least pull those out. I'm gonna go put this on the stove. I'm gonna bring it to a boil and reduce it to about half. Look at it cooking. It looks like total like witch's brew going on here. This is so gross. But I have to admit, it smells incredible. I'm gonna let this keep going for about another 10 minutes. I put it on about a half an hour ago. So we'll just call it 45 minutes. Hopefully we will be at half reduction. So what's the science of it all? Well, Well, it's science, and I'm not a science teacher, professor. Oh my God, my trash is overflowing. Please ignore my real life happening behind me right now. Hey, I did the dishes. The science behind this is Dr. Pepper is full of sugar. That's why I don't let my kids drink soda pop, okay? But those sugars in there and the acids in this soda will help the meat, one, be sweet, and two, kind of break it down. The soda pop works much better than throwing brown sugar in there, just because it has additional components. The point of boiling it in the pan, I mean, you could probably chuck all this in a bag, mix your meat up in it. It would dissolve eventually. It just dissolves faster, and the jalapeno oils and flavor, they're really getting pulled out of that jalapeno and getting infused into that marinade, more so than they would if you just let them sit. It is just about ready, and I'm going to show you what the next step is in the process. Oh, this smells, hi, this smells very manly. If, you know, I think if beef jerky, deer jerky had a gender, it would be a masculine. But seriously, I'm sitting here above this, I'm getting a nice little facial steam here from, I mean, I can smell sweet, I can smell heat, and I can smell tang. So what we're gonna do, oh my gosh, it smells incredible, guys. Okay, I'm gonna let this cool, and when it is cool, I'm going to pour it all into a gallon bag. So now this mixture has cooled down a bit, I'm gonna pour it into this bag, and then I'm going to add my meat. And the reason I'm not adding this mixture to the bag that already has the meat in it is because there's a hole in this bag. I don't want my marinade to fall out. In fact, I think I'm gonna go ahead and double bag. Just a little extra insurance. Okay. I have washed my hands. You haven't seen that. So look how nice and thinly sliced the meat is. And we're just gonna pop it into the marinade. And I kind of want to open up each piece of meat so that it lands down in the marinade. After I get all of the meat into the bag, I'm going to zip it up. I'm going to put it, I'm going to wash out this pan. I'm going to stick this bag back in this pan, and I'm going to leave this in the fridge till tomorrow.
Why are deer the richest animals in the forest?
Why?
Because they got bucks and does.
Bark, 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 bark. Ooh, another big old piece, Dibs.
No, I called it.
That is a full bag. So this is about 5 pounds of meat. And when it's jerky, it'll be about a pound. It's ridiculous. I've rinsed out this pan. I squeeze the air out of the bag the best I can. Of course, you just saw me make a mess. And I'm going to sit this down in this pan, and what I plan on doing is every couple of hours I'm going to go to the fridge and I'm going to flip the bag over. I already know the marinade is into the middles of the meat. I'm not too worried about the exposure to the meat. I just want to make sure it's all gets evenly marinated. And then tomorrow morning when I get up, or maybe tonight before I go to bed, if I'm impatient, I'm going to start the first batch in the dehydrator. So I'll see you then. Okay, bye. I'm terrible at waiting. So we're gonna get started. Did you think I was gonna eat it? Lay each piece out on the dehydrator. Smells so good. I'm gonna get this on the dehydrator. I'm gonna let it go. I'm gonna let it go for 4 hours, and I'm gonna get up and check it. It is 9:30 at night, so I got one tray full. Let's work on tray 2. Don't want any of them to touch because you really want air to circulate around them and to dry them out properly. That's the highest mine goes. It says you should dehydrate it at 160 for 4 hours. We're going to do 155 for 4 hours. I think the grand scheme of things, it isn't going to make that big of a difference. So let's plug it in and get it going. It's 4 hours later, 4.5. It's not done. So I turned the temp down a little bit on it because I'm gonna go get some sleep. It's still got a ways to go. It's still very smushy. You don't want it smushy because it's raw meat, right? I don't know. Let's take a look again. So these smaller bits I think are ready. There are some larger pieces that I just don't think yet. I think what I'm gonna do is pull off some of these thinner pieces that are clearly done. I'm just gonna knock down the temp and just let the air continue to circulate on this to dehydrate it a little bit more. And then I'm not starting another batch until tomorrow. Well, it's technically tomorrow. It's 1:30 in the morning. So see you when it's done. It's the next day. We have our finished product, beef jerky. And that seasoning mix and the marinade I made is really good. I had approximately 5 pounds of meat. Now I know that 5 pounds of meat perfectly fills my dehydrator twice. Now I've already filled this bag up once. We've kind of annihilated it in a day. Weird. Hopefully we can make this last more than a day, but I doubt it. Oh my gosh, this stuff is so perfect.
Hot. Those look very stiff.
They're really good. Want one?
I'll try that a little bit.
There we go. Oh, I even got a thumbs up from a kid. I know my husband likes it because he ate a ton of it. Mary, what do you think of the beef jerky or the deer jerky?
I thought it was good. Can I have another piece?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Yes. All right, so now to clean this up, I'm just gonna run them through the dishwasher. It's no big deal. We only use it for
One time we
deer sausage or deer jerky. Who's gonna be brave enough to eat the dehydrated jalapeno?
Oh,
I'm gonna put it in the bag.
that's good.
Maybe we find us a sucker. Okay, well, thanks for watching. If you have a marinade for beef jerky or deer jerky that you like, link it below, tell me below, write it out below. We'll try it for next time because I still have like 15 more pounds of deer. Maybe we'll make jerky again sometime. Lucy says in our next Cooking with Cassy video, fried green tomatoes. Yum. Thank you again for watching. Goodbye.